Another day, another dinner date. And this time it's the turn of 42-year-old law consultant Tara from London.
I've got a lot of hobbies that I'm sure other people have, you know, cinema, theatre, etc. But I've also got a bit of a passion for the dark side, I must admit. So, all things gothic, I've got a real fascination with vampires.
So, Tara's thirsty for love, but she hasn't had much luck when it comes to finding potential prey.
I've been single now for just over 9 years. I have dated a lot. Most of them weren't really worth a slightly sucked sweet.
What sort of man would be Tara's Prince of Darkness?
People who have got a real passion for life, people who have, you know, had interesting experiences, maybe have travelled, have got hobbies or views or opinions that they can talk about and they can really hold at one end of an interesting conversation.
Well, Alistair can certainly talk about his travels. When he saw her menu, Alistair loved the sound of Tara's minxy mane and the vampy pud, and he thought the person behind it would know her way around the kitchen. We'll see about that. First on the to-do list, the magic dragon spinach and brie puffs. Is that shop-bought pastry?
Some people might think this is a bit of a cheat. Life's too short. I've got better things to do than be spending forever in a kitchen, you know, sort of making my own pastry.
Why be cooking when you could be having a kip in a coffin? Spinach and brie go into the pastry. Then there's some fancy platting and a sprinkle of pre-grated cheese.
Far better and quicker than actually doing it myself. Again, I've got other things to be doing with my time, quite frankly.
Some poppy seeds and the dragon puffs are ready for cooking later. Magic. Tara moves on to the veg for her salmon main.
I'm actually making a lot more effort than I would ever do for myself. Occasionally I have friends around for dinner and, you know, they get frozen pizza. If they're lucky, I might even remember to put it in the oven. But this is more effort than, you know, I think I've ever made for anybody. So if all went well, this is not something you could expect on a regular basis, really.
So Tara's pulling out all the stops tonight. Next, pudding, starting with frozen raspberries.
I'm just popping some grenadine in there. Just to make it a little bit more liquid and just to give it a bit of an added kick, really. So I've decided to make the chocolate pudding a little bit more interesting and a bit vampy by putting this raspberry sauce inside it. So I'm going to inject that in so that when you cut open the pudding, then hopefully the raspberry sauce will just ooze out.
Chilling stuff. This vampire fascination's something you'll be sharing this evening, Tara?
I don't tend to worry too much when I first meet people about telling them about my interest in vampires and so on. Mainly because I think if they have already had a chat with me and got to know me a bit, then actually it should not make a big difference.
Yeah, what's a bit of blood sucking between friends?
So just pour that in there and it will just look a little bit gooey and bloody. Actually, I've made a mess. It already looks like somebody's been horribly murdered and mutilated in my kitchen, which is not good.
Tara gives her shop-bought chocolate cakes a lethal injection of raspberry blood and puts her vampy creations in cold storage. Left some traces behind you there, Tara.
Cleaning up the evidence before I get CSI on the trail.
That's it. Prep done. Time for Tara to make herself minxy. Alistair's on his way.
I'm feeling pretty good, but probably a little bit more nervous than I did on the last date. To be honest, I've forgotten what's actually on this menu tonight. It's going to be a total surprise.
I'm not too concerned about the evening. I'm sure that will be fine. I'm a bit concerned about my cat, Fat Mog. Sometimes if she's not too comfortable with people being around that she doesn't know, she has a tendency to mark her territory in the hallway. So every time I'm going to go through there, I'll be checking to make sure that there isn't any sort of dirty protest that she's left, because that would just be mortifyingly embarrassing.
Best behaviour, Fat Mog.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Tara. Come on in.
Hi, I'm Alistair.
Oh, Alistair, lovely to meet you, Alistair. Come on in.
No second kiss then. Style it out, Alistair.
Go, just take a seat next to her. That's Fat Mog, by the way.
Fat Mog?
Yeah, she's not an attack cat, so, you know, she won't rip your arm off or anything.
She'll do worse than that.
So, can I get you a drink? I've got Bucks Fizz, is that okay with you?
Fine. Yep.
Terrific, I shall be right back.
Hello, Mogs.
Hope Mog's not off to protest in the hallway. Oh, she's back. They've had a reprieve.
So tell me a little bit more about yourself then. What do you do? What do you spend most of your time doing?
Job-wise, I'm a landscaper, landscape gardener. I have just recently come back from travelling.
Oh, fantastic. Where did you go?
I've been been to Africa, Asia, Australia and New Zealand.
Wow, you have been around. Fantastic. I went to Africa and spent a summer backpacking around Kenya into Tanzania.
Oh, did you? Right.
So absolutely doing it on a shoestring, you know,
Right.
going to the loo behind a termite mound.
Trip of a lifetime.
So what else do you do with your spare time then, in terms of hobbies and stuff?
I did do a lot of rock climbing at one time, play guitar a bit.
Actually, when I was a kid, I was in a choir that was pretty well known, and we had we did record, and we actually did have a #1 single one Christmas.
What was the #1 single that you were...
If you imagine a lot of little girls wearing pink dresses,
Right.
a few boys thrown in as well, it was St Winifred's School Choir, There's No One Quite Like Grandma.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
so-
great, claim to fame. So you've already been famous.
Yes.
Who'd have thought it? And that she'd grow up to be a vampire. Will it be love at first bite?
She's very confident, very welcoming, warm, yeah, not shy at all. Yeah, she seems very pleasant.
Seems like a very nice guy, actually. He's clearly well travelled. I do like that. Not my type, I have to say, really, but looks on everything. Yeah, I like the fact that, like I said, he's well travelled. He's obviously got some interesting experiences and hopefully some good conversation to be had.
Will Tara and her vampire treats be a tempting delight? Or will this date be a blood-curdling fright?